All right, I'm running a few minutes late, and then I'm gonna get on here and talk, and then I'm gonna get off of here. I got homework, and I'm sleepy. I have one of those little yogurt bowls. What do you call them? Whatever we call those bowls. I got it from Jamba Juice. I also had got some pasta. I was craving. They had manicotti, and I make a good manicotti. I don't know what that is. It's okay. And I got the manicotti from Olive Garden. It's okay. I like their salads. I usually like their lasagna. The manicotti was not the best. I do a good manicotti, but I've been on a veggie kind of thing lately. Craving. Let me make sure I got live chat up. Oh God, I'm tired. Trying to think where to start. If you come in, give it a like, thumbs up, share it out. If you think it's gonna help anybody, if you watch it later, do all that good stuff. We're on shot number, I think it's 7, 5. Hold on. Yeah, we're like shot number 7, number 8, something like that. I think it's 7. And they upped my dose to 0.5. And to Flatbed, she sent me something about some lady, I guess, and man, they both were on Ozempic, and a husband and wife. I think the wife. I kind of read through the article very quickly. I guess they felt that the Ozempic is the cause of her losing her eyesight. I have no idea. Um, I kind of read the article, saw what's happening. Um, Kathy, who's on here, I think Kathy said she's an RN and she's been on Ozempic for, I think she said over a year, and she lost over 140 pounds. Um, while I know that there are side effects with it and some side effects they're not fully aware of, um, I feel that I'm at a point where desperate things call for desperate measures. It was either Ozempic and or the weight loss surgery, but I have a niece, a brother, and 2 friends, actually 3 people I know who did the weight loss. So that's a total of 5 people. 3 of the people I know have had issues. One of the ladies, she said every possible side effect issue you could have with the weight loss surgery she has had. Um, my other issue is because of my clotting disorder. Surgeries in the grand scheme of things are not the best for me. Um, so avoiding them unless absolutely necessary is what I need to do. So at this point, I'm gonna have to shoot for Ozempic because the way I was feeling and the things that were starting to happen physically, it was screaming I need to do something. And I got to get to a place because I was so far in the obesity lane that I had to get to a place where I started with something that could start getting the weight off. Um, I still use a rollator going from here to the car, but around the house, I have like my canes. I have canes in the house, the standing canes, sitting in areas where I will need them a lot. But I can now do little short hops without the cane. But that's little short hops. If I do a lot of walking in this house, I'm either rollator or the cane, because between my back and the knee, it starts doing some weirds. Um, I ordered a chair. I bought a chair from another person. The chair I ordered is working okay. Everything I like about it, with the exception of the seat doesn't slide forward and back. Um, I saw a chair online that is similar to the chair I have, but the seat slides back and forth. The seat is mesh. So where this seat is like a big cushion. So it's a very firm cushion, but it's a good cushion because I need the support. The mesh seat, I think, does have a type of support because it is for people who are overweight. And I may end up purchasing that chair. I think it's around just under like 250, 260. So I may do that and try out a couple chairs and then decide what I'm keeping, or maybe I keep 2, I don't know. Um, I've got the new desk in here, but right now I'm getting the other desk straightened up, cleaned up, because I want to basically take pictures of it so I can sell it on Facebook Marketplace. And then I'm going to put my desk up. So I got some things. And then there's some organization, and I found a couple of I love restoration hardware. Y'all, I've always wanted their couches. I love their couches. But they're way beyond my budget. But I found some online. So I found a couple of these chairs. And I like chairs and ottomans. I've thought about recliners. My father used to have, but the image of him just sleeping in a recliner and doing absolutely freaking nothing all day just drives me. It doesn't sit good with me. But I love a basic chair where you can sit back and put your legs up. The chair and ottoman. It's just been my thing. So I found a couple of restoration hardware chairs, and I like, how can I put it? I'm a what's the word I want to use? I like that cigar lounge look. I like rustic. I like that look. I kind of would probably fall in the rustic, modern cigar lounge kind of vibe. Old coffee house, like where they used to have the beat up chairs um, and leather chairs, and you sit in those. I like that, or like what would be a men's club where they have the old chairs. And remember, they have the old wood teak or like wood locker room. I just love that look. I can't explain it. It's just I like that look. So I don't know if I'm getting a couple chairs. You see the blue couch behind me. I'm not sure if I'm keeping it. I love this. I love that velour felt kind of thing. What's up, Tiffany? How you doing? How's the weather? Tiffany, not Tiffany, you're in my barbecue area. I always get it mixed. You know how it say St. Louis, Missouri? Yeah, Missouri. You're in the St. Louis area. Is that right? Am I right? I just remember Kansas, something like that. Barbecue. Am I right? I'm trying. You know, grandma getting old. Tell me if I'm right. I'm gonna take this off. It's my beat up hat. Oh, why do I always put you in Louisiana. I just need to say, okay, I got another Tiffany on here. Somebody is in freaking Illinois. Gumbo. That's you. Gumbo. Jambalaya. And I'd love to get me an original muffalata sandwich. I want to try muffalata. I watched the woman make it. All right, what's a little Italian chick made a muffalata? And I was like, oh, you talking to me. I want to try it. Gumbo. I love gumbo. Crawdads. I love crawdads. Y'all crawfish, crawdads, whatever y'all want to call them. I don't suck the head, though. I just do the tails. What else y'all got down there? Boudin. I love me some boudin. Oh, shrimp po' boys, yes. Flatbed, what's up? NC, what's in North Carolina? I have barbecue down there too. What I eat down there? Look, you know my fat butt remember food, and now I'm not eating like I used to because of the Ozempic. Like I got food right now. I went and got a couple salads. Normally I could eat, like I had the little what's this thing from Jamba Juice, little yogurt bowl. I had that. I was able to eat a little piece of the manicotti because I got manicotti. I didn't think that bowl was gonna do much damage. I ate that bowl. I've been drinking on the Jamba Juice too. I don't know if y'all know what Jamba Juice is. It's like I've loved them. They've been around for years here in Arizona. I don't know. Tiffany, so I went to the doctor, shot number 4. I was 13 pounds down. I won't see him for 3 months, so I go back in May and we'll do the weigh-in then. I can tell you, though, I know weight is coming off. I can tell I've lost more than 13 pounds. You won't be able to see it because I'm so fat, because I'm like 400. I think I was 446 or something like that. Something like that when I went in, or 440. The hell? When I first went in before I started Ozempic, I think I was like 443, 446. I can feel it. Yes, that's what I was getting ready to tell you. I do feel different. I can start to feel it. So I am still having to go get checked. I started having mobility issues 2022-ish, like back when I was working for Marketplace Medicare for the last company I was at. and I started having to walk with the cane. Um, we believe there might have been a heart event, but when I went to the cardiologist, he said something about thickening of the heart, not like a heart attack, even though my primary doctor was thinking that hers said something about, at least the EKG she did showed something wasn't right with the heart. So he said, no, you probably have thickening of the heart. And he even did a heart ultrasound or scan or whatever my heart. And they also put me on a monitor. I am Tiffany. I can't stop. And so, and Flatbed, thank you for sending me the information, because you sent me the thing about the woman on Ozempic. I think woman, man on Ozempic who lost their eyesight. Now, I'm not sure all the details on what caused that. Um, I have to, and I read it. I needed to make a choice. Now I remember that the dosage, as I read, also watched another woman, because I think what they do is gradually increase the dose. So the first dose they started me on for 4 weeks was 0.25 to see what the impact was. And yeah, that's what I did read. And I heard another lady who had an issue once the dosage got to a certain amount. Um, so they moved me to from 0.25 because I lost the 13 pounds in that 4 weeks, which he said was really good. I don't know if that's good, bad, or indifferent. He said he was shocked that that result that fast. And I was like, see, that to me doesn't seem like a lot, but then I'm big as hell, so I guess that is a lot. So what I did notice, and I still, like, when I get out my bed, I have to hold the wall to make sure I got balance. Getting old, you got to hold the wall. So the way my bed sits now, I'm right near a wall. So when I get out my bed, I stand up and I put my hand on the wall. Um, yeah, it's fast. I didn't even realize it was that fast. So, and I'm trying to figure out how it changes things. It's like, it's not shrinking your stomach. So I think it's doing something to your brain, like your hunger center. I don't know. It's or making your stomach feel. I don't know. It's really weird. And that's when I read it. I had to kind of look at it, flatbed, as when I read your article, and that's not. I delayed starting it. I was really struggling with it. And I was struggling with it up until right before Thanksgiving. And I told you guys I was there. I was barely able to walk around this house. And all that came to me was a couple of things. One, at my age, Lord knows what's going on with Trump. I ain't gonna have no Social Security, so I don't know. I guess I'm gonna sleep in a bag on the street. My dude. Anyway, I started thinking, well, if I ended up in a nursing home or something like that at this weight, I'm going to be mistreated. You already and God forgive me for the young folks out there, y'all don't really care about any other human being other than yourself and your selfies. So I already, well, we're doing that too. We're doing a lot of tinkling. I already knew that, hey, you're gonna have to get this weight off, because if you end up with a health issue, especially at this age, stuff starts happening. I'm not asking for that. It's just a fact that it could. Getting in and out of a bed, things like that, people aren't gonna want to lift a 400-pound woman. That's not gonna happen. So they're gonna let you get bed sores and die a very miserable freaking death. They're not gonna care. They want you to die. They might help you. I'm just gonna be real. So I want to prevent that. Also, where I was at, I'm like just trying to move all of me myself around the house was not happening. And here I am, I'm using a freaking hamper just to drag my leg, and everything hurt. My lower back, my leg, my knee. With the alleviation of the weight, the pain has diminished quite a bit. With the exception, I'm still having lower back issues, and depending on how much of my leg I use, I have issues. So, like I was saying, right now I can walk like short hops now without the cane in the house. Before, the cane everywhere I went. I have multiple canes in my house, and then the rollator. Now the rollator that I have to have, but I have been able to go like to the trash with just the cane. Whereas before it was work. I would have to put the trash can on the rollator, roll it to the trash can, take it out. Now I throw my little trash bags in my little roller cart, and I'm able to um, take my, because I'm going through stuff, and take my cane and get out to the trash can and dump the trash. So getting some things in order, trying to change some things up, and trying to just get prepped for what we got coming within this country. Um, things are going to get bad. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. It's going to get real bad. It's going to get bad, bad, because we don't have anybody holding this man. And the people that are around him right now are just as horrible as he is. So it's getting ready to get bad, bad. And I'm getting ready to go ahead and get the garden up. I'm gonna, this next payday, I'm hiring my friend's son, if he can come out and help me. We're gonna get everything back there together, get the garden up and going, because I want my garden going by the end of March. I want that garden. I want to have stuff started. Let's starting that party. Um, so we're gonna get those things going, just to see why cover my assets. Um, Plus, I want to grow my own stuff. What we're going to be paying in the grocery store is ridiculous. And right now, I got food all in this house. There ain't much I need from a grocery store, with the exception of cereal, and you probably could end up learning how to make that yourself. Eggs and stuff, I'm not worried about. I know ways to do eggs vegan wise. And for me, um, I could do the tofu scramble. I could do the just egg. That won't bother me none. Um, I don't have to be like where people like, well, eggs and stuff. There's stuff I can do. And I think the only thing we would probably need eggs for is if you're trying to bake. And I think there's substitution things you can do to try to help you with that. Um, we're getting ready to get into some different stuff right now, and you can feel it, and you know it's coming. Let me go read, y'all. Oh, Tiffany, wow. Uh, I can't. And Tiffany, the other thing, and Flatbed, the other thing I'm gonna be doing, probably here this next payday, I'm gonna go ahead and join Planet Fitness. They're not far from me. I think they're 24 hours. I get off between 6 and 7 at night. So, and we're actually getting ready to change. So I'll get off at 6. Um, and I can easily go to the gym. And I just right now, because of my weight, I need to just do a either a pool or a bicycle, a stationary bike. So that's all I need to do. I don't need to do. I don't need to, right now. Treadmill is not going to be my thing because it's going to put too much issues on my knees. Yeah, I'm gonna. That's the goal, and I figure we'll start out maybe 2, 3 times a week, um, to the gym. Weekdays, because that's hard for me, I'm probably gonna do like Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday. Wednesday and Friday are specific homework nights. And then I have Saturday, Sunday. So I could also get some time in on a Saturday afternoon, evening. It's not that far from me, this little place. I mean, it's like really literally there's one like up the street. We have a new place called Ecos, but my niece was saying they're really busy, and they have a pool, which I think a pool would be really good, but I want to get smaller because I'm too big to even get a good bathing suit. Yeah, actually, YMCA is where I learned to swim growing up as a kid. I used to go for a summer program before my two brothers were born, and I went to the summer program. And that's where I learned. I did swimming, karate. I forgot, we did a whole bunch of stuff. We did a bunch of stuff. Um, yeah, yeah. I, yeah, I did. We did a bunch of stuff back then. So that's where I learned how to swim, was at the YMCA downtown, down here in Phoenix, actually, not that far from my house. So that's the goal. And then I'm trying to get this place set up, because the other thing is, and I'm going to say this to y'all, things are going to get more weird as this goes on. Right now, I guess they are trying to go back with the whole George Floyd thing, and they're trying to I guess, pardon the cop who killed George Floyd. And what they're trying to do is to rile up black folks. And if anybody watch me, I don't have a huge platform here. Do not go out there and get involved in that at all. Zero. Do not do it. And the reason is there are psychological and it's psychological, and it is basically they're trying to get you to bite the hook. Because right now, if you notice, most black folks, we've been just silent. We've been kicking it indoors and letting them deal with their stuff. Yeah, well, I don't know. Right now, it seems to me, right, we do not need to react emotional at all. We need to, choices were made in this. And I know I'm apolitical. So that means that I wasn't for either side. Most definitely not for Trump. But I wasn't really for either side. And that some people might get pissed off at that. Be pissed off. That's your choice. I just couldn't either side. I didn't want certain things shoved down my throat. And I was good on the pink people from back January 6th. I didn't care for him before. But I'm also, because I am Christian, like I said, I believe God put them in there. But I believe there's some lessons. Y'all see my cleaning thing. That's my spray cleaner. Actually, that's Kroger, and their little spray cleaner is good. I like to buy them. And it's just like the boycott. I went ahead and did the boycott the day of, but that boycott, it needs to be handled totally different. So there's several things that need to happen. For one, every city and state or every city state, they need to start doing a group, like a group of folks. Um, and they need to do that group of people who you guys come up with a list of the stores in your area to replace the Walmarts, the Targets. Um, they boycotted buying at Target and Walmart, any of the ones who didn't do the diversity, who chose to remove the diversity, equity, and inclusion. They chose to boycott them. But you also have to look at the greed of some of our, I ain't gonna mention no names, the greed of some of our people who have products in these particular diversity, equity, and inclusion places. And I know they're small businesses, but they're making good money. They got Fat Cribs and Cali and places like that. But they need, right. We need to point to online black businesses and minority businesses. I know the Latino community had some unique issues in how they handled the Trump situation. There are Latino voters that were huge for Trump. Let them deal with their stuff in their community. They need to deal with their own people. Right now, uh, and I hate to say it, but this one woman, she said it, and I just got to give her props. This is a white people problem. She said, black folks try to tell you, y'all went and did this. We don't have the numbers or the votes here. I mean, we can help a situation, but we don't have the populace to handle this. That right there was put in office by them. By them. That they're bigger populace than us. This day issue. And even how they're doing the dealings of it, how they're interacting with their own people, it's just mainstream, old school white tactics. Facts. Tiffany, facts. And my thing was, you check the box for the individual. And like I said, I'm a person, I try to explain this because I have Christians I deal with who are MAGA, I'm just going to put them in the category. They may not put themselves in that category, but they're MAGA. I have Christians who voted for him and they're not MAGA. See, that's the thing though. So I don't want to ever put everybody, oh, you're MAGA because you voted for Trump. Not at all. There are some people, I know people who are just good-hearted Christian folks and naive, and they're like, oh, I don't agree with certain things that were being pushed on this other side. And the other side, a lot of people don't like it. They are liberal. They've gone way liberal from when I'm registered as independent. But the Democratic group, they went, when I was Democrat, they've gone way liberal from where I was at. And for the mainstream American, the ordinary Joe, they go to work, they do their job, they won't just handle life. You know, don't screw me too hard even though I don't trust you. I know politicians lie, but narcissistic, compulsive, psychotic lying, yeah, no. So there's a lot of people who became what they call apolitical. We're like, I'm not checking a box. This right here is cray cray on both ends. Granted, cray cray 1 over cray cray 2, but it's still cray cray. So you then lose the true, normal, common sense voter because they like, I watch a truck driver and I love him. His name Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo said, yeah, I'm not doing either one. I was like, I love you, Scooby Doo. A Christian guy, and he's a truck driver. He's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's madness. But then you have those who their pastors preach that this person is like Jesus Christ incarnate. I'm just saying, it's weird. And they vote based on what somebody in the church told them. And they vote based on whatever they hear. I know Scooby Doo cool, ain't he? He's a cool brother. He cool. Very, very good at what he does. I still watch Scooby Doo from time to time on here. But a lot of them did it. And I got people who are very close to me who did that based on their pastors. Black folks. I got people who I know are Anglo, good-hearted Christian folks who are not MAGA, but they did not see issues with Project 2025. I'm like, there's some issues with that. Look, I ain't gonna tell you I read every of it, but I sat and listened to stuff on it. I got the PDF document. And I didn't have to listen to every part of it. There were just a couple of parts that was like, ooh wee. Ooh wee. Department of Education did it for me. I was like, you gonna get rid of Department of Education? Don't get me wrong, Department of Education needs work. Let's work on fixing it. But to totally remove it, Houston, we got problems. And most people don't read. Most people don't listen. And we're in a society now that it's just a blurb. And they go on the blurb without reading because it's a lot. I got homework after we get off of here. I don't want to read all that. I'm going to do some skimming and put a paper together. I got a 1,700, 2,000 paper word. I'm going to skim and move through it. And highlight what I need. And thank God I know some of what I know because otherwise, you'll be a beast. It's going to take me about an hour or two to get it done. And we're going to call it a day. But how can I put this? There is a lot that's about to happen with this. And what I shared even with my Christian group, because some people may or may not agree, you don't have to agree. In the Old Testament, in the book of Daniel, it says that God raises up kings, he removes kings, and he knows the times and the seasons. So at the end of the day, 5 million, the entire U.S. could have voted. It was going to turn out to whoever God wanted to put in there. But the issue that you see when God is dealing with leaders of countries, oftentimes he's dealing with it twofold. He's dealing with issues with the people, the population in that nation and their behaviors. And he's also dealing with the leadership and their behaviors. But you sometimes get put under a certain leader because that leader is a direct either reflection and or meant for you to learn a lesson or both. Right now, based on what I see of who this individual was, and I said this the last time, and I said this time, and Grumpy was alive last time when this guy came in, and Grumpy couldn't stand him, and him and Grumpy are very much alike. They're both narcissists. And I said, God gave us us. Facts. So God gave America, America. We are a narcissistic, self-centered, self-willed group of folks in America. And I'm going to say, I've used the word we loosely. We all have our self-centeredness. I think I'm more aware that this is an issue, so I'm cognizant enough that I don't live in that. But the problem is most people do. This is why you have a level of extremes now between Democrat and Republican. It's this, I ain't never seen this before. It's like, what in the hey? We used to be able to, I mean, granted, you might not get into a political conversation because it became emotional, but we, at the end of the day, we got along. And we just, everybody got along. You might not like who was in there, but we got along. But we also did not have somebody who's psychotic and crazy up in there. But it also, as I said, he gave us us. So we got a narcissist, we got a compulsive liar, and we got somebody who only cares about themselves. Is this not our country right now? We're self-centered, self-willed, self-driven, and there are mental issues since COVID, people have been extra cray-cray. And things didn't only just start there, mass shootings, behaviors. There's a level of cray-cray. There's a level of psychological issues going on with people. And that's one of the things I should be completing my, God gives me breath and rapture don't happen and I'm still here. In July, I'll be completing, God willing, there's financial aid available and we don't get that canceled. I should be completing my degree in theology in July, which will give me my bachelor's. And then I am going to move into the master's. I wasn't sure if I was going to continue the master's in theological studies, but I don't think I am. I think I'm going my master's in Christian counseling. Thank you, Miss Tiffany. Yeah, I'm going to do my master's in Christian counseling. I see a need. And when I just, even like when I interact with friends, and because I be sitting there and love people dearly, be like, just like Goonie Goo Goo. Because I got some friends, I be talking to them, and they're sweet people, but some of the stuff they doing and saying is crazy as hell. But also, as we're right now, I'm dealing with the Old Testament prophets, but we're dealing with these people, and the Bible back in those times with all the crazy stuff that went on politically and with nations. God would pronounce judgments, and he would tell the prophets, go tell the people, and this is the Israelites, aka Jews, aka Hebrews. He would go tell them, go tell the people, look, go tell the people, they sinful, they idolatrous, and they're not doing what they're supposed to do. They need to repent. They wouldn't, they kept doing what they was doing. So God said, okay, let them know they're getting ready to go under judgment, and they're going to go into captivity. Captivity was not a good thing. That meant that you were going to be under a ruler you didn't want to be under. Now, that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. And people like, well, we don't have idols like the idols of, you could follow Buddha and all that, but we don't have idols like they did the little gods. I mean, we do, but it's not as prevalent supposedly here in America. And I had to tell somebody, no, we absolutely do have idols. We got idols. We we got the worst kind of idols. Let me, it ain't just well, some people depends. It ain't a figurine. Let me help you. Click, 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 click. You're your own idol. You got a bunch of self-will, self-entitled. It's all about me. They worship self, and it's a biblical principle. Bible says in the last days there will be lovers of themselves. That's the idol. That's the idolatry. So are we shocked? That's what old boy up in office. He psychologically presents a love for himself, and it's all about him. I'm gonna do it my way. That's a very prevalent behavior in America. We so self-centered, and it's all about it. Thank you, Miss Tiffany. It's all so self-centered. It's all about us. We don't realize that this same behavior is permeating around the world. And if people did realize that, we would realize the world is under a judgment. Now, I would say America is under a judgment, but we're so entitled, so self-centered, it's really gonna hit us hard. But this is not, this behavior that Trump and them are exhibiting, it's happening in Germany. It's happening in other countries. They have factions just like him in other countries. I think they got one up in Canada too. I can't remember what I was watching. And again, since it's all about America and I live here and I could give a middle finger to the rest of the world, I'm only worried about me. And you got people right now walking around rolling in Teslas, got these, these apartments they paying $1,500, $2,000 for up here on YouTube. And they're gonna show you a day in the life and how they balling and playing all this money and rolling around and spending this stuff and the drip they got on and the clothes and the fit and the cologne they wearing and oh, I'm going to celebrate my birthday with whatever the expensive champizzle is and go to some staycation. I watched it and doing all this madness and trying to pimp on YouTube, and they caught up into themselves, and people are following. And I sometimes sometimes I like to watch stuff like that. Well, one guy, he has a dog. I just want to see the dog. I like the dog. I was like, dude, I really want to see your dog. He's got a little the ones that smushed in face. What them called? The bulldogs? The bulldogs. You know them with the smushed in face. The English bulldog. He got, and she's so cute, little puppy. I want to see her more than him. But and it's a little apartment. It's nice. It's cute. And I'm just like, oh, it's a nice little cute apartment. But I sometimes like to watch to see the psychology of things. And then sometimes I do watch for organization. That's how I really came up on the channel. I was flipping through looking for organizations, like how I'm trying to set up my little work office here in the house. And I was looking for ideas for my organization. So I looked, and all of a sudden I've come up on videos of people and they do the day in the life. But I do like some of and that's how sometimes I've caught them. But some of them I'm just like, oh, it's all about you. And probably have absolutely no idea what's going on. Zero. There are so many people who are oblivious right now to what's coming. And I got on here and I'm getting ready to do my video to my Christian group. And I told them, I think it was last week, start stocking food. If you didn't do it when I told you to do it, you need to get on that ASAP. You need to get a water source. You need to get alternate ways to cook. I'm getting ready. That's what I said. I'm getting ready to get, and if you got capability for a garden, you need to get that party started. These prices aren't going to go down. And I had to tell them, what did I used to do? I drove truck, and the truck I drove was a refrigerated truck. The refrigerated truck, them tariffs the old boy is doing. Now, I can't speak to Canada because I didn't bring much down from Canada. When I was going up into Canada, I knew I took some hazmat stuff up to a painting place. I think I brought cans back, or did I take cans up to Monster? One of the two. We got that too. The other thing that I did, I'm gonna come back to the pandemic. Eat less. Flat then, I love you. So America's fat. Lose weight. Facts, but yeah, we'll get to it in a minute. The other thing I did is I did that. I brought a fan back for a farm, like a fan in order for them to have energy, a windmill fan, but it was for a specific farm. So it was big enough to fit in it wasn't too big like the big ones you see for cities. It was more so for the farm. So I brought that back from Canada into the US. But because when I was driving, when I became reefer, I lived in certain states. Let me help you. California, where they're going to the fields out there and getting stuff. The border of California, Mexico. The border of Arizona, Mexico. The border of Texas, Mexico. And what was coming in here? Produce. So what old boy's doing with them tariffs and the way he treating the Latino folk, and the food that they was on these fields in Cali, putting in the back of my truck. Or do I speak to the potato farmers in Farmington, New Mexico, where I remember, and I'm watching the migrant workers, and they had them out there with, they also did the machine, but they was out there going through the potatoes by hand. If anything was bad, throwing them out, child. And y'all rolling these people out because you want to be ratchet? I'm just saying. That y'all getting ready to find out with them grocery prices. So that's what I said. I'm going back out here, get this garden going. Me and the lizards gonna have a come to Jesus meeting, and yeah, we getting ready. I'm getting one that's gonna have a canopy cover to hopefully protect. I got hit by hornworms. Hopefully that'll help with my tomato hornworm issue. We're getting ready to get some stuff in order. Yeah, we're getting ready to get some stuff up. I got to figure out how to get sticks because I'm gonna try to do that. Since I got a bed that's gonna be raised, it's called hermiculture, whatever they call it, where you put the wood. You put I've got the cardboard down. I'm having to pull the weeds out, put the cardboard, flatten it out, and get it against the wall because we're not weeds. Somebody put flowers. Whoever the lady was here before me had a whole bunch of flowers. I pretty much have gotten them gone because it would be like a forest back there, and but they still come up right next to the wall. So I need him to, when I have the kid come out, if I can get him to come out and do it, I'm gonna have him rip those flowers out and then put that cardboard, some of it against the wall, and then we'll mulch it as best we can. So I'm gonna have cardboard all down, but really where I couldn't get to it against the wall because I already have some down. I already did some of myself. And then we need to get some wood in the bed, and then we're gonna lay the dirt on top. And we're gonna get to planting. Actually, I'm gonna probably be starting plants here very shortly. Um, Probably next weekend. We'll be doing them next weekend. I'm probably gonna work on starting my plants. They ain't playing. I'm just gonna say they are not playing. And the sad part is, I watched some videos, and and that's why I said for us, we need to keep our butt inside because what they're trying to do with the George Floyd thing is they're trying to prick. They want us to act a fool so they can start messing with us too. We need to just do this. We need to do this and let the pink folks, because they don't care about it. They don't care about us. They really don't. And then we got the Latino folks. Some of them thought they was white, and they getting a rude awakening because they lighter than us. They got into the white mindset and the better than the black folks mindset, and they finding out, which they should have known by the dog whistle New York convention. But the black folks, and that's what I say, I'm gonna get everything set up. I want you to, if I got any groceries, you can just deliver it. I'm gonna use Instacart and deliver it to this door. But what I also am getting ready to do, and that's what I was gonna say earlier, when they did the boycott, they needed to list the available. If they're gonna, they need to organize it, city and state. They need to get it set up, city and state, and they need to get like somebody to build a website. That website needs to house every state, and people need to go in there. It's like I have this app called Find Gas. It's Gas Buddy, right? And you can, wherever you're at, it's going to tell you the different prices of the gas in your area. We need something, either an app and or a website. You can do something similar. And so if you're going to boycott those companies that decided they're going to remove diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, as they say it, and they want to remove that, then what we need to do is create websites. And I'm not going to get into other folks because there'll be other groups on here trying to promote other things. This is basic fundamental needs: clothing, shelter, food. Okay. If you want to use alternate, she says, speak loud for the people in the back of the room. I love you. So if you want to create a website, that website needs to be, because the web is global. For if we do a US base, I can't speak to other countries, I'm gonna speak to ours. We need to have alternate ways to truly boycott. A 1-day boycott, that's just a slap. It's a slap for somebody making billions and millions of dollars off of consumers. It's a small hit for a Target and for a Walmart. But if you do a sustained boycott, and what that means is that we now going to take that money and we're going to spend it where we need to. Now, black folks and some Latino folks, we know because we ain't been wealthy. We grew up, most of us didn't grow up wealthy. Most of us grew up poor. We grew up in the household where when you swept the floor, at least for my generation. Now, some of the newer generation, they entitled because mom and daddy got better off than where they were at. But some did grow up po. But if you grew up po and you know how to sweep a floor with a half a paper plate, and that's your dustpan. Um, you know how to make beans and rice. Okay, you know how to make that work. Some of our counterparts who ain't like us, who grew up in a different way, it's gonna be like they're gonna be stressed out. I watched this lady, I was like, is this woman acting? This woman was highly upset. Found out people were living cheaper in other countries, and she up here, white chick, busting her butt. Now, black people, we bust our butts. And the Latino people, I'm going to give it to them. Are some hardworking folks. That's why it's so messed up. Because they doing even what black folks ain't doing. That's a hardworking crew. They will work. If they want to work, for those who will work, because I have some in my family and I have friends that have worked the system. So I understand where that comes from. But for those who are really working, those migrant workers, them some hardworking folks for chump change, for slave wages. There's some hardworking people. And right now, we gonna have to keep our dollars and learn how to spend them. So we know how to live on nothing. So right now, I like I said, my house is set. The only thing I need right now is ways to get water and get it filtered. I want to get a Berkey. That's one thing, because then I wouldn't even bottle water. I wouldn't even have to buy. I just do everything through my Berkey. Stock up on them filters and just do my Berkey. I want to get a Berkey. That's it. I'm not the rest of it. Shannon ain't worried about. I'm not worried about the rest of it. Pretty much in this house, I got probably about 100 pounds of rice. I probably got close to 40, 50 pounds of beans. I'm straight. Like I said, I could feed somebody for a couple of years up in this house, me and another person. I probably will re-up some of my canned stuff as I can. But right now, honestly, I don't need for much. My freezers are packed full of meat right now. And honestly, I haven't eaten meat like I was before. I don't know if the Ozempic is doing this, but my desire for meat is weird now. I'll get to that later. Like I've had a craving for veggies. The other night I had a craving to eat something, but I wanted veggies. And so I got a veggie bowl over at a place we call, what's something fresh. It's like Asian, some kind of Asian fresh place. And it was a stir fry bowl with brown rice, and it was like cabbage and tofu. And I don't have a problem with tofu. So there's things that we know to do. And the other thing is there are markets that we can buy from. We don't have to go to the main line. We don't have to go to Walmart. Right now, here in Arizona, we got a Latino grocery store now. It's part of a chain called Ralph's. It was bought by Ralph's. It was originally a family-owned store, but it's a privately owned. I mean, it's owned by Ralph's, but its gear is the Latino community. So we got a Latino grocery store. I don't have to go to mainline grocery store. I can go right over here to Food City, which is a little Latino grocery store. Tons of Asian grocery stores and international grocery stores around the country, around the state. In addition, we also have Middle Eastern markets we can go to. So, I could do what I need to do at the side stores. I can do that there. And then if we would do gardens, we can get that in the backyard. So you can do that on your patio. You can even grow certain vegetables inside your crib. Research, Amazon has stuff on here to research hydroponic growing of plants in your house, from lettuce to cherries to like small tomatoes, stuff in your house. Little connections that ain't nothing but some pipes in your house. And so you don't have you can grow food inside the crib. Lettuce don't need pollination. They don't need pollination. There's even certain tomato varieties that they have that grow. And what's that thing called? And I want to get one for my counter. With the light over it. I forgot what it's called. The garden, something garden. You can get the little garden that sits on your countertop and grow tons of vegetables. There's a whole bunch you can do. And that's what people are going to have to start doing. And then as far as clothing, we got enough recycled clothing at Goodwill. Why you playing? At Goodwill and some of these, out here we got a place called Buffalo Exchange. One of my friends was a flight attendant. She used to go there every time she come to town. She'd go there. And she would actually worked at Chase in the day. That was her spot. And when she come to town this time, I got one down the street from my house. It used to only be in Tempe, but they got another location right the street from my house. I said, girl, when you come, I'm going to take you to Buffalo Exchange right by my house. I thought you said you live in Phoenix. They got one over here in Phoenix. She loves that recycle, that thrifting. And child, you go up in there, find what you need, take laundromat and wash it and wear it. There's some perfectly good clothes up in there and things you can get. What's the other one? Facebook Marketplace. I was just watching a young girl. She was talking about that. She said, if we're going to do this, we need to do this. And you also need to, and actually made some excellent points. She said, and you don't want to be voting for these people that are backed by um, all these money people. We need to get some of these people that done lost their doggone jobs, that got let go and they treated them like dogs. We need them to run, and then we need to bring the money in from social media. I'm like, this baby is on to something. Now, the idea about having a website, that's me. But she on to something when she was talking about them people running. But I do think they need to do it. We need to do a website. Every state, it needs to be coordinated. And we basically, you join up, you get access, and we tell you grocery stores, different businesses. Flatbed, honey, I'm there with you now. Now, well, I don't shop like I used to anyway. I still wear my stuff from the truck. So when I rolled in the truck, I don't have none over here with me. I'd show you my shorts. But right now I'm sitting in a pair. I went to the big man's king size direct. They got what I call the cargo shorts. They got the pockets on the sides. They got the pocket side. You got a pocket in the back, and you got the two side pockets toward the bottom of the legs, and you got your regular pockets. That's what I always wear those, and they're cloth, like a heavy jersey cloth. That's what I wear. And I still got some. They last forever. So I wear that, and then I would buy, for me, I like t-shirts. So like this is one, but you see he got a hole right here now. And I've had this for a long time. This shirt, I'm gonna wear him till he can't be worn no more. But I'm a t-shirt person. Like I am gonna buy some new, and I found these on Temu, because I do a 5XL men's. But that's just my around the house shirt. And then I'm a polo shirt person. And so I normally go to Casual Male XL for my polo shirts. And the reason, and let me say, I know I'm a girl, but the reason I love you. Facts. I'm not mad at you. I buy like the polo shirts I wear to work. I get those from, and I was getting from King Size, but when King Size makes the big men's shirt, their upper part up here is too big, so it looks funny. But I go to Casual Male XL. They're a little more pricey, but I noticed that their polo shirts are very well made and they last a long time. And normally they have a deal, so I usually get it from there. But I was gonna go into, I've got 1, 2, 3 Goodwills near me. And one literally that's a minute up the street driving from my house. The other one is over next to the Planet Fitness. And then the other one is closer to, it's closer to where sometimes I go wash the car. So I haven't been into that one in a while. I'm going to go back to that one because I haven't been there in a while. And I've been looking for a specific Bible that's very hard to find. I downloaded whatever they call it, the electronic one. I downloaded the electronic one, but I actually want the actual Bible, but it's out of print. Some people have found it at thrift stores and places like that. So, but I'm going to go in and I decided, you know what, you need to go look in the big men's t-shirt section and see what you can find on 5XL, 6XL shirts. Because that's what I wear around the house. That's what I wear when I'm at home for work. Now, when I go in office, I wear polo shirts. And then I just have some pullover knit pants, women's pants that I wear when I go into work. But when I'm at home, even winter and summer, I'm wearing my shorts in the house. It's what's comfortable for me. It's what I get around in. That's what I wear those out. So that's just my thing. But you can do a lot to decrease your costs. And honestly, with what he's doing right now, you're not going to have a choice. Because you ain't going to have the money to do all the stuff you're doing. And really right now, that's the other thing. You need to really start having cash on hand. Yeah, well, I've got a 6XL and a 5XL. The 6XL I am feeling is becoming a little more loosey-goosey. It was loosey-goosey before, but not as loosey-goosey as it's starting to become. So the 5XLs are they're okay. They're still just okay. But yeah. Oh, it's gonna be a minute, baby girl. Look, this is a 6XL on my behind. 5XL. It's gonna be a minute before we get down to a large. I'm probably looking 6 months or more. But we're gonna be working on it. But actually, let's see if I was gonna go back to the Ozempic thing. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how it's working because my buddy Joe, Joe's 200 some pounds, right? He's not really fat, but his diabetes is not good. He's Latino, right? And so, and it's because of the Latino diet. Is a lot of the tortillas, they're very heavy on starches. Even and they have a very sugar. Even the Latino desserts, like Mexican pastries and desserts, they're wonderful, but they do a lot of sugary stuff. They do a lot of stuff, and I understand it. I understand it's just cultural. It's a way to enjoy your dinner, your food, especially when you don't have much. But that's the other thing I was going to say. We know how to make it on nothing. That's what I was really going to say. But you do have a group of us under the youth who've been spoiled, and it's going to be a hard. It's going to be a hard medicine. Facts. The way things have been flying, facts. Because time been moving fast. But my craving is weird. It's like last night I wanted veggies. This morning I wanted veggies. I saw manicotti, and manicotti is one of my favorite things. I'm very good at making it. At Olive Garden, I went ahead and got it. I think I ate a piece of it, and I forgot. I think it's 3 or 4 of them in there. I haven't eaten much of it, so I'm gonna have a little bit left over for later. I bought 2 salads. I want it, and one will be for tomorrow. Salad and Go has this new, I think it's called a goddess or green something salad, and I love anything with lemon. You tell me lemon dressing or something, you've won me over. And then I just love the temporary. The Olive Garden comes, if you order a dish from Olive Garden, it comes with a salad. So I have that. I got some spam musubi, whatever they call it. I got that. But I just noticed, and like right now, I've been craving um, veggies. I'm gonna try. I saw Tabitha Brown and some other ones do these vegan or like vegan tacos or vegan wrap tacos. So you can do the raw version, which is lettuce, like romaine lettuce, and you make it with the pecans or the pecan walnuts. You soak them and then you mince them and then you blend them and then you put stuff in them: bell pepper, jalapeno, onion, mushroom. You blend it up, put some seasoning in there, amino acid, and that makes kind of the meat base of it. And then she made guac, and I think she did some I saw, well, she's not the only one, but somebody did mango something, like a mango pico de gallo type thing, and then they put some sauce on it. It looked really good. So, and I could do that easily. So I'm gonna try it out. I picked up what I needed today to do that. I'm not doing it today though. I'll probably do it tomorrow. Um, Also, I saw something where they took a sweet potato and they baked the whole sweet potato, had cut it in half, kind of scooped out the middle, and then they did, which I love spinach. They did spinach, mushrooms. They kind of sauteed that in olive oil with some garlic. I think that was pretty much it. And then they put that in the middle of the sweet potato. So I was like, "Oh, I want to do that. It looks really good." So I was like, "I want to do that." Oh, and feta. They put feta in there, and that's kind of where I'm at. I got a net. I feel it. He likes my ear. I got a net. He likes my ear. I've gotten most of them gone, but sometimes I got some in their buttholes. Um, and I got my little net things around, but they be acting up. So yeah, but we got a lot to do. But you can't. The way they're trying to do this without giving people alternatives, it's not going to be successful. Like I was watching and they were saying, oh, the sales went up opposed to down. Well, they found that I forgot one company, I can't remember if it was Walmart, might have been Walmart, or Amazon. Amazon reported that the sales went up and they were trying to make excuses. Well, I can tell you what happened. You told people not to shop at Target and Walmart. That means the alternative is Amazon because you haven't given them an alternative to shop at. And you've got to organize this better. And if you're going to boycott, we can't just talk one day. You need to get this needs to be organized among the groups. Now that's what black folks can do right now. Y'all can begin to organize that for us, and then allow other folks to come on board, but and maybe put a fee out there to maintain this, and allow them a membership entrance. That's another way of screening who doing what, and begin to put the businesses on there. Also, that may be another way also for people to go directly to these businesses, because I saw one person who was the first person I found out about the diversity, equity, inclusion removal, but yet her products are being sold still up in a store. And the other night, while everybody boycotting, oh, let me take y'all into XYZ. Ninja, wasn't you the one that was on here who first told us this was happening? And now all of a sudden you taking us in there because you got products in that store. Well, let me show you my. And she walking. I'm like, oh, they done gave you some extra money. They done greased your palms. And that's the other thing. You're going to get your sellouts. So let's offer other ways. And if we got some house ninjas, I'm just saying, some house ninjas who don't want to remove their products or say, you know what, since y'all part of this, all money ain't good money. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. And establish themselves a website or make other store affiliations and move their products over to that store. And the only way I'm coming back is that you need to reevaluate and give me some more money. We're just going to do it all the way around. You're going to give me some more money and you need to reevaluate your thought process. And Wally World really shocked me because at least the ones here, y'all hire a grip of minorities. Where does that come from? What are you doing? What are you doing? Leave it in place. Leave it in place. What are you doing? Getting on bandwagons with cray-cray. But like I said, there's lessons in this. There's reasons God put that person there. And a lot of it, too, is people need mirrors. There are so many people who don't think they're racist. And let me help you out. If you went to school in the United States of America, I don't give a dog on what nationality you are. You're racist. I don't. You may not be like the white nationalist KKK racist, but you got racial biases. You definitely do, because you were raised up in a racial system. You got racial biases. This is one of the reasons why blacks and Latinos aren't as close as we used to be. We used to both know we were rowing in the same boat. Then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, the Latino American community, they see themselves better because they're lighter. And this is what was something that was put out in the atmosphere. Or the Jewish community, who did march, several Jewish folks marched and supported the civil rights movement, who also, some of them see themselves as white, and they're not. White traditionally was Anglo-Saxon, European. Ain't got nothing to do with Jews. Jews are Middle Eastern. Ain't got nothing to do with Latinos. In most cases. Most of them are in other countries that aren't European-based. Ain't got nothing to do with them. Zero. But again, it is what it is. But at this point, what we can do in the background, we need to organize and we need to have something in play where we have alternatives. If we're going to truly do this financial boycott, it needs to be done the right way and educate people on alternatives. Y'all don't go out there and boycott about him pardoning Floyd and all them other folks. Right now, they are in charge. Right now, it's a whole bunch of KKK folk walking around. It's one of the reasons you need to stay in your house. There's a whole bunch of they behind walking around. Stay in your house. Look, right now, we're in a sundown mode. Stay in your house. Go out only when it's necessary. Handle what you need to handle when it's only necessary. Get your crib set up. It's like this one girl. If y'all haven't watched her, she is freaking hilarious. Tabitha Speaks Politics. That sister had me weak. If y'all have not watched her, that sister had me weak. Facts. 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 Matter of fact, I have friends of mine who are Italian, and one of them, she told me, she said, I ain't white. She said, Italy is off the boot of Africa. I ain't white. You look at some of them, they got nappy hair like we do. But again, I told y'all what I learned in the class a long time ago. I was taking a black history class. They had to have that man come in. I think he came from the Carolinas. Him and his wife. Man been to Kenya, was a brother. He said, I'm going to explain something to y'all. The white population is not the white population they were before. They have added to their numbers by including groups that typically are not considered white. And he started naming them. The Jews, they ain't white, but they included them. He started naming off different groups. And he said the reason is because the Anglo-Saxon population was not growing at the rate of minority populations. And so to keep their numbers up, they allowed certain groups with a certain skin tone to be part of their numbers, to help their numbers. This is why they trying to deport the Latinos. They told you at the Nazi convention what the issue was. Y'all breeding too damn much. That's what they told you. Y'all don't know how to stop not having babies. You outgrowing us, and we don't want you out being bigger than us. Let me take to a biblical story. Old school, old story, okay? It ain't long, but you know it. Y'all know it. Y'all know the story of Moses, and you know the story of Joseph. Kids, biblical story. Easy story. Joseph's brothers threw him in a pit, sold him off into slavery. He ended up in a little lone country of Egypt, or nation of Egypt, under Pharaoh. He sold into slavery, ended up in prison. All of a sudden could interpret dreams. Pharaoh has a crazy dream. Joseph interprets the dream. Before you know it, he interprets another dream. And next thing you know, oh, we getting ready to go into a famine. That's what your dream is about. Pharaoh says, I tell you what, I'm going to sit you second in command to me so that you can feed everybody. Facts. I already know that. Flatbed, my best friend is in Florida. She said the same thing. My best friend in Florida, yeah. And my best friend is, so it's hard to tell because Jane is very light. My best friend is Korean and black mix. So she said sometimes they'll start speaking Spanish to her thinking that she's one of them. She's not. She said she's black. She black and Korean mix. Facts though. I already know Florida's special. And I know they got special groups in the Latino groups. So to the story. Joseph get up in there, and all of a sudden folks started migrating over to Egypt because he does 7 years of stockpiling of grains and food so that they could feed people. Sure enough, they got through the famine. Well, Joseph dies off, but he also some of the group that creates the Jews, Israelites, Hebrews, aka so forth, they end up in Egypt. Egypt becomes a place in which they end up residing because it got them through the famine. They started out growing the Egyptians, okay? So if you go read the story, we get to the Pharaoh, the leader over, I like Trump, or Biden, you know, the king, over, even though, oh boy, the king. They get to the Pharaoh that is now during the time of Moses. That Pharaoh is like, look, these Jews is outnumbering us. The Bible saying nothing new under the sun. Follow my bouncing ball. They outnumbering us. So we're going to make them slaves. Because they outnumbering us and we don't want them to take over us. So he then starts enslaving them, and they're working because everything they put their hand to, they bless, because that's what God promised them, right? They were multiplying, they were blessed. If they touched it, if they was blessed. So they having babies and populating, they working, they doing well. We're going to enslave them. So that's what he does. Then there's a prophecy of a coming prophet, Moses. And so he's like, oh, we're going to have to kill off some kids because I ain't going to have whatever this is. We're going to kill off all the firstborns. Moses survives, miracle, ends up being raised in Pharaoh's house. Pharaoh don't know what's going on quite yet. Y'all know the story of Moses. Moses goes out, comes back, let my people go. But what I'm trying to say is that same mentality is not new. It's not new that all of a sudden you're intimidated by a number of an ethnic group that might outnumber you because you want to be in charge, in position, and in control. because of your class, your group, or your race. That's what we're dealing with. It's just history repeating itself. It's the same thing. But I will tell you, there is nothing new under the sun. The problem is people need to know who they are. I need some Moseses. Moses, he was raised in Pharaoh's house. Moses knew I'm a Hebrew. So when that Hebrew went to discipline and beat on when the Egyptian went to beat on and chastise and be abusive to that Hebrew, Moses went ahead and said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna take you out," and he killed him. Child by I'm gonna give Moses. Moses know who he is. Moses, you know who you are. I ain't mad at you. He wasn't sitting up here faking the funk and, oh, I'm raised up in the house of the Egyptians and I'm an Egyptian, and choose his Egyptian rearing over his actual ethnicity. Pharaoh, you get bravo. But you get these people that have come over. I got friends. That come over and they'll check. They came illegally in. I know I have a friend of mine initially who came illegally into America. His entire family. And yeah, there are some situations with that. So I'm like, ooh. And one of his sisters, she married a white guy. They were Republican. And she was like, very much. I was like, how do you twist your thinking? And my friend would check white. I was like, what the hell you just say to me? Bruh, your family came over illegal from Mexico. How the hell you gonna check white? They a different type of Uncle Toms. House niggers. That's all I'm just saying. I'm like, bro, you can't, yeah, no. Zero no. And that's the other thing. That's one of the reasons why the education system is sucky, because most people don't know the histories. People can tell you, America can tell you whatever history they want to tell you. Like Columbus discovered America, but he was lost. And he thought he was in a whole nother country. They tell you, he thought he was in India. That's how Indians got the name Indians, and they're Native Americans. We call them Native Americans. He thought he was in India. He's lost. You know, the lies they tell in order to make things look really good. You want to make it look like we won the Vietnam War. My father was a Vietnam vet. Several of his friends were Vietnam, and they fought on the ground. His best buddy, Nick, was an engineer for the railroad here in the U.S. Latino guy. Matter of fact, Nick is financially stable. And I remember when COVID happened, he couldn't get toilet paper. And the lady at the grocery store said, "Hey, we got some toilet paper and you need toilet paper?" He said, "Ma'am, I ain't worried about toilet paper." He said, "Toilet paper gets delivered to me every day." He said, "I grew up where you had two corn on the cobs. One was this color and one was that color. So you knew what to do with one and what to do with the other." Like I said, we know how to work it. We know some. Nick took it a little level, because I can imagine cleaning the area with corn on the cob, but with the corn husk. I can't imagine, but the cob. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Some folks, I don't know what to do. Yeah, good luck with that. See, we can be poor. I know how to get up in here and take some rice, some beans. Shabba. Yeah, I know how to do that. Yes, I do. And I got some equipment. As long as I got electricity, I could probably turn rice into flour. Because I got some stuff. I got some blenders up in here that will probably turn rice into flour. Chowba. And come up with a tortilla or some sort of piece of bread if I needed it. I'm just saying. Get some seeds. And here in Arizona, our weather is pretty much year-round. You can grow. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm getting the other thing I want to do is mushrooms. That's another thing I want to do. What happened to who? Which people? Are you talking about the Egyptians? Or are you talking about, well, obviously we know the Hebrews, aka those were the chosen people. and then the Gentiles got grafted in, which is anybody who's not Hebrew, aka Jew, Israelite. Are you talking about the Egyptians? They still exist today. But the story of Moses, you know what happened with that, because Pharaoh got pissed off when he finally had to let him go. But God got him freedom. And Pharaoh, he got mad. God said, I'm going to harden his heart, but I'm going to piss him off. That's exactly what happened. And Pharaoh's going to chase him out after he let him go because he mad. Because all the different judgments that were coming to them because he wouldn't listen. Hard head makes soft behind. That's an old saying. He got a soft behind. And he tried to chase the Jews when they're walking out on dry land. And as they were getting across, the water started coming down. And the next thing you know, Pharaoh and his chariots is drowned. It's a done deal. Anyway, y'all, it's 74 minutes. I will be on, for those who get to watch this later, give us a like, thumbs up. I'll be on next Sunday. I think what I'm going to do is just Sunday at 5:30. I got to get off here. I got homework. I got a 1,700-page essay I got to do. I think I'm doing it on, who am I doing this on? I'm doing it on the Old Prophet, Old Testament prophet. I think I did Jeremiah. I like Jeremiah. He's a young prophet. And he was a guy who just, I think Jeremiah's a weeping prophet, if I remember correctly. Very sensitive young kid. And was just shown some heavy-duty stuff and called at a young age to do what he did. And that's what I'm doing. I'm watching, it was watching me. Who is this? Amazon has Prime, and that's the other thing. I don't have Prime, so if you have Prime, you've already paid into it. You really just, it is what it is. But that's not their bread and butter. I'm gonna put it there. But I honestly have not shopped on Amazon in a while. One, because Amazon, to me, I was shopping Walmart.com, but Amazon prices had gone up tremendously. Now, who I did recently use is Temu, and Temu was more Chinese based. And the Chinese folks, they about to give us a middle finger on them tariffs, but I'm like, a lot of what you can get on Amazon, you can get several dollars cheaper on Temu, or alternatives. So the desk I got, it was almost $20-some cheaper than Amazon. And I've been looking at this desk several times. I was looking at it at Walmart there, and then I just said, oh, it's on Temu. And cheaper, although I've got some issues I got to deal with because they deliver part of it somewhere else. And I got to deal with that madness with the vendor, but FedEx, whew, I got no words right now. Irritated. Anyway, y'all, give it a like, thumbs up, share it out. I'm off of here. Flatbed and Tiffany, y'all have a good one. I will maybe see y'all next week if y'all on here. Peace, joy, happiness, 2 and 2. I'm out.